That is the aim. We're going to try and help you find somebody to love. Maybe today we have brought your man to our airwaves. Congressman Dr. Ron Paul, welcome to the Simon Conway Show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And I've got to thank you because the day you announced your exploratory committee, you had a quick press conference and rushed to a phone line and were on the air with us that day as well. So I'm grateful that you did that too.
Thank you.
So let me start here. Shouldn't you be running as a libertarian and not a Republican?
Well, if I should do that and believed it, I would. But obviously I don't, and I'm running as a Republican. I've been elected quite a few times to Congress as a Republican. I was raised in a Republican family, and I've served in office only as a Republican.
Yes.
Because I have libertarian beliefs, which means I have constitutional beliefs, doesn't mean I have to not be a Republican. Hopefully the Republicans will accept the strict constitutionalists. And, we have Republicans who are conservatives, but they don't have to run in the Conservative Party, and you have liberal Republicans, and we don't make them run in the Liberal Party. They seem to be able to manage to get into the Republican Party and get by. They're vehicles. The parties aren't. There's at least through the rhetoric, there's a philosophic difference, but. Ultimately, policies don't change a whole lot from one party to the next. And I see parties as vehicles. I just wish the Republican Party would stick more to their principles that they state, because they talk about balanced budgets and limited government.
Absolutely.
So that's my only beef that I have, is that we need to live up to what we profess to be.
I've started to refer to that as John Boehner disease. I don't expect you to comment. I ask you about the libertarian thing because I probably have more email asking me to ask you that question than any other question. Do you think it's because you once ran as a libertarian candidate that this label is kind of stuck with you, or why do you think people are so concerned about that?
I don't know, but it is true, and I don't deny if somebody says, "Do you have libertarian beliefs?" and I say yes, I do. But I think some call in and ask me that question because they feel like I have deserted libertarianism by not being in the Libertarian Party, and there's quite a few reasons I personally am not in the Libertarian Party. But it's one major reason is our laws are so biased against anything alternative to Republicans or Democrats. It's hard to get on ballots. When I ran way back, I spent more than half my money just trying to get on ballots, so it was difficult. So it always bothers me that we go around the world using force to promote democracy, and then we don't have a process here where if you're not in sync with the two major parties, you have very difficult time getting on ballots, and I wouldn't be in the debates if I was running on an alternative party. So the system is designed to have two parties, and unfortunately, too many people in America have come to the conclusion that there's not a whole lot of difference. So that leaves a lot of people very frustrated.
That's very true. It feels almost like there's a conspiracy between the two parties that, okay, you'll be in power for a while, we'll be in power for a while, and as long as we both get to be in power, we're kind of okay with this system.
I think there's a little bit of truth to that, whether it's spoken or whether they really know it, but it seems to work out that way because power seems to be the driving force. And if you elect Republicans to balance the budget and limit government, they don't do it.
They don't.
And if you elect Democrats to protect civil liberties and stop the wars, they don't do it.
Nope.
There's just a lot of talk and no real changes.